Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Waller's Wallet, and welcome to my April edition of my live award bookings, where I take your examples that you need bookings help booking with, and I do them live for you here. I did choose 3 examples tonight, so I'm pretty excited for those. I know it's a little later than I typically do these, but you know what? I finally got to it at the end of April. So let's get right to it. As always, though, ask your questions, and I'll answer them towards the end of this video. Like I said, I have 3 examples I'm going to do tonight, as well as a possible mini rant against United because I saw some things with them and I'm not really happy with the way it has turned out. So let me see. All right, here we go. All right, so first example, we're going to start with Mark. Mark was looking for a ticket from Orlando to Brussels, then from Brussels to Barcelona, then Barcelona back to Orlando. He's looking to go anywhere in between July and summertime. He's looking to fly coach. He has 80,000 Delta miles, 75,000 Ultimate Reward points with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, as well as 70,000 membership reward points. So the dates I ended up choosing for you, Mark, were in July. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to jump right into this. So share my entire screen. All right, I think we're sharing it now, right? Am I sharing my screen? All right. All right. No. Oh, share my entire screen. There we go. All right. So I already input some of the information here just to speed it up a little bit. So we have Orlando to Brussels started leaving on July 16th in economy. At the same time, just to speed this up, I'm going to show you as well. July 21st, I have them going from Brussels to Barcelona. And on the way home, Barcelona to Orlando on July 26th. This does really meet all the requirements for Mark and what he was looking for. And the reason why I'm showing you it this way is because you're going to see my mini rant here in just a minute after this all loads up. All right. So as these load up, what I found when doing this was the fact that it's taking a little longer than usual. Okay, we'll start here from while the first screen loads up. Oh, here we go. So right here, saver availability, 30,000 miles, 30,000 ultimate reward points transferred over to United. You're going to get there in about 11 or 12 hours, depending on which one you choose, which is this is a standard option for you when looking at award availability. Now, the next flight here, if you were to book it straight out, is saver availability at 15,000 miles from Brussels to Barcelona. And on the way home, it's not an ideal routing, but it is 30,000 miles. Now, the reason why this is important to look at, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen real fast. So the reason why that's important to look at is because we have what's called the excursionist perk with United, where basically you get a free one-way or free stopover when you book a round-trip ticket. Now, by utilizing the excursionist perk in this fashion, it should only be 60,000 miles in the taxes and fees for that. But now let me show you what United is doing when I go to price this. Now, remember, this was all saver availability, which means it should have been available. Now, I'm going to share my screen again. Now, I'm going to go to advanced search. Now, advanced search is important because this is how you book a multi-city award, which would include you using your excursionist perk. So Orlando to Brussels on the 16th of July, Brussels to Barcelona on the 21st is what I had selected. And then Barcelona back to Orlando, the 26th. Now, what we should see is this price out accordingly to where Mark gets that excursionist perk, which would be ideal. But let's have this load up, and I'll show you what I'm seeing here when I go to book it. Right off the bat, we get that 30,000, which is perfect for us. Now, that means, so we've priced that out. Now we're going to look for this excursionist perk here. Now, I'm not going to have you do the 12. There was a 4-hour, 6-hour. So for 0 miles and $57, you're going to fly to Barcelona. Now, when I searched this earlier, the issue here is in this last leg of the segment. Now take a look at this. That award option that was 30,000 miles here is no longer an option here. Now, this is a big problem because now what this essentially does now for Mark is now, stop sharing my screen. What that essentially does for Mark is now it's going to charge him 34,000 extra miles to use that excursionist perk, which should cost you 0. And as United looks to go dynamic on their metal, this does cause a little bit of concern. I don't know if this is a glitch or what, but this is definitely a problem because now Mark's going to have to spend extra miles to get himself one from Brussels to Barcelona, because we're going to want to use those 30,000 miles to get him to and from Europe. So in order to do that, you could either spend the 15,000 miles one way we searched, or, let me, I'll log into my Chase account real fast because this is we're going to end up looking at the Chase travel portal for you. So that loads up. Let me check my questions here. Hey, Fernando, how are you doing tonight? All right. So let me get into my Chase Ultimate Reward Bank real fast. I've been having issues with Chase as far as I have to go incognito to get into there. So something I've just noticed. All right. So now I'm in my Chase Ultimate Rewards. Now, the best option for Mark here is to go through the Chase portal, which, well, maybe not be the best option, but I'll explain that here in a second too. So Brussels to Barcelona on a one-way ticket going on 7/21. Now, I don't remember if you guys, if everyone here has seen my one video where I complain or rip into Chase about their illogical pricing and not matching Expedia. And this is a clear example of the crap they're pulling, which is again just another problem with Chase, because right here on the 21st, now, of course, Chase. All right, now I'm just going to tell you what I found beforehand since Chase is screwing with me. This $80 flight here on Google Flights is $127 on through the Chase travel portal. So using your Chase points there, I think it was like 8,500 points. Or you could just book it through here and basically spend 8,000 Chase points if you cash them out or just pay for it. So ideally, it's not a great option because the Chase travel portal is really screwing you, and by inflating that price by 40 something dollars. So this would be my best option for you here, Mark, is to say you'd have to probably book through Brussels directly and either just pay for it, or you can go ahead and redeem your Chase Ultimate Reward points at 1 cent per point. You would still come out ahead rather than just booking your Chase points through the Chase travel portal, which is unfortunate. But again, another reason which is unfortunate, but this isn't one issue I have with the Chase portal recently. They're just not pricing out appropriately. And that 50% increased value you're supposed to get with the Sapphire Reserve doesn't give you anything right now over just booking it directly with the airline and cashing them out. So that's how I would book that, Mark, is by booking with United miles to and from Europe at the 30,000 price mark. And then I would also be looking to probably use Google Flights in booking through Brussels and getting that $80 ticket. But that's how I would book that one. Next up, we have Don. Don has some pretty specific dates to work with. So Don has right now, Don has 265,000 Ultimate Reward points with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, 150,000 membership reward points, 250,000 American airline miles, and 110,000 Marriott points. And what Don is looking to do, Don is looking to get to Boston to Cairo on Valentine's Day in business class, Cairo to Luxor on 217 in economy, and then Luxor to London on 221. So we have to first get him there in business class to begin with. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me see if there's any questions real fast. No questions as of yet. All right. But I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again, and we're gonna show Don how I would book this. So with those American airline miles, that's really where I'm going to start because couple of reasons. One, American Airlines is looking to go dynamic. Their pricing on their website is already pretty screwed up, and it's all over the place as far as lower number of saver seats, high number of costs for business class tickets in general. So while I want to try to conserve things across things all being equal, I would rather you burn a couple thousand more points to burn American airline miles and save your ultimate reward points, membership reward points for other things as well. But it actually works out for you that this is actually probably the best option for you. We're going to redeem our miles one way, and then we're going all the way to February 14th. Now, what's important to look at whenever we do pull this up is anytime you fly through Europe, you really do want to avoid British Airways, if at all possible. There is one example where it's not necessarily as bad, because when you fly British Airways connecting through London, your taxes and fees are going to be astronomically high, and they really take away any value you get. So you can see British Airways here. Over here, you're going to see British Airways. You can see your airlines. I'm actually going to unselect British Airways. And now we have Royal Jordanian Airlines here at 70,000 miles as well. And I'm going to click this one just so you can see what it's going to be. And all right. Now this one's going to price out at a pretty good price. It's going to price out at 70,000 miles and $13 to fly business class the entire way for this ticket, which is pretty fantastic. The other option I would say to do if you're looking at this, Don, I'm going to pull it back up so you can see. And this is, and the timing to get there is a little bit better on this route, but you have to kind of ask yourself if it's worth the extra money. Is we're going to go ahead and take a look at going through part of the flight will be by British Airways as opposed to just going through Royal Jordanian. We're going to go business seats. And as that loads up, so right here, we're not connecting, we're taking American pretty much into London, which is good in the sense of what it's going to cost you. This option here, slightly better as far as timing of your route, but it's going to be 70,000 miles and $104 essentially. So you spend more money, but you're there slightly earlier, or you save yourself a little bit more money. And then you also get to save your, and you're there just a little bit later. Completely up to you. Those are the two options that get you to Cairo in business class that are going to, I think, give you the best option. Next, we need to get you from Cairo to Luxor. And now from here, you have a couple of options. We can go through United. Now, United is going to be Cairo, because with United, when it's under 800 miles, it's going to be 8,000 points or less. I'm also I'll try again with Chase, but I'm having issues with Chase tonight. So let's see, on 217. As this loads up, let's try this again. All right, Chase, work with me, buddy. All right. So right here, you can see, I'm going to go over here real fast. It's an hour flight. It's 8,000 miles and $7 for United. If you were to look through the Chase portal, I'm having issues with that, so I'm not even going to attempt it. The Chase portal is charging another $127 for you to fly that one-way ticket, but Google Flights had it at $79 as well. So 8,000 points and $7, or 7,900 ultimate reward points at 1 cent per point through the Chase travel portal. Booking it through, I think it was through United anyways, because it's just a bunch of Star Alliance options. So with that in mind, with that part of your ticket, I probably would just end up doing the Chase or through the Google Flights, and then cashing out your points if you wanted to, or just paying it. Unfortunately, the Chase travel portal inflated this cost again, and I don't see it worth you to transfer 8,000 ultimate reward points to United and pay $7 when you can pay 7,900 points total to get you to that point. I won't even try it. Well, I'll do United on this one. But then to get you to London, let's go from Luxor Luxor to London. You didn't have a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of options here because this is very much a Star Alliance area as far as with Egypt Air. So for this part here, Don, you have pretty much two options. I would say three, but two are more realistic. 25,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points and $54 to get you there by transferring your miles. You could look to go the Singapore Airlines route. That would cost you 17,500 points. But the fuel surcharges, when I looked it up in ITA Matrix, were about 3 to 4 times as much. So I don't think it's worth saving 7,500 points to pay $150 to $200 in taxes. The other option, again, the Chase Travel Portal is not working with me tonight, is that you can book it through the Chase Travel Portal for 23,286 points with your Chase Sapphire Reserve. That would be the option I would go here. You're still going to be on these flights, but it's going to save you points overall. So for part of your flight, for most of your flight, you're going to be using Chase points to the portal or just cashing them out. And the other part, you're going to be using AA miles. That's what I would do there. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see if there's any questions real fast. Well, let's see. There are quite a bit. So I will check back here in just a second. The shared screen is blurred. Uh-oh. All right. I'll try to see if what's going on there with that. Now, the last option we have here is for Chad. Chad is looking to go from Newark to Bangkok in September of this year, looking preferably for business or first class tickets. He has 250,000 Ultimate Reward points, 150,000 membership reward points, 80,000 Marriott points as well. Now, Chad, when I was looking through, there were plenty of options that had mixed availability for business class, but they were really going to screw you because the longest leg of your flight was in coach, and that's not really how you want to spend your points and miles, right? There were a couple of options as far as business class to save you some miles. The first class options I saw were mixed, or the airline isn't necessarily highly as rated. So let me go ahead and show you what I have here for options. This is really going to come down to pretty much how you want to book them, I guess. There's two options here for you. Let me share my screen again. Chad, let me know if this is blurry for you as well. So the first option is you could use your United miles. This is pretty easy for people. This is pretty where people feel safe doing this. Now, I chose about a 2-week segment for you. So the BKK. And we have September 9 here. Now, the other option here for you is to actually use Aeroplan, which is a membership reward transfer partner. And unfortunately, they just ended a bonus with hotel points transfer. Actually, it might still be going on. And when you transfer over points from a hotel point, such as Marriott. So we want to book some flights. Let's see here. Which one was it? What was the first one? All right. So when we look at business class options for you, the best one here for you, Chad, through United is on Swiss Airlines. And Swiss Airlines is a very good airline to use. So you're not going to get a subpar experience using Swiss. Now, that's 90,000 miles and $22. But you can do better than that, because what we're going to do is we're going to take a look. And this is where transfer partners and learning these alliance partners definitely come into play. We're going to go to BKK. 99. Why is it 99? We're going to just lose business class. Because for this option here, this is a pretty standard. This is a standard saver availability price for United in what you're going to get. I don't think there's any even first class saver on this one for you. So 90,000, and as I said, this is what you see here: economy and part of it. We don't want that for you. We want you to get the best experience possible. Now, if you take a look down here, the Swiss airline option for you is 77,500 miles, and it's the same itinerary. It's completely in business class for you. Now, the fuel surcharges do vary when using Aeroplan, but this one here is only roughly $25. So you're saving yourself 15,000 miles to use Aeroplan as opposed to using United. Now, I would do this every day of the week if this were me, because you're going to get better. You're getting better value for your points here by utilizing this option. Now, on the way home, you have another couple of options, however you want to book them. Go Bangkok back to Newark, and did it on, was it 9/19? Gave you quite a few days there. Now, as far as United, there are some. I did check other ones for you. I did check British Airways to see if there's any availability on Cathay Pacific or Japan Airlines for business class. And unfortunately, all that's showing right now is premium economy on Cathay Pacific. So I think you had made a comment that you were looking for Cathay Pacific or Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines did not have saver availability as well. So spending 140,000 miles one way, it doesn't seem like a really good option when you have suitable options to get you there and home. So with Aeroplan, oh wait, what is the 19th? Oops, sorry, the 23rd. I picked the wrong dates. The 23rd. So you get a couple weeks in Thailand. All right, 23rd, update this. So with Aeroplan, again, you have Swiss Airlines. You're going to get a good option here. And also, if you take a look at this, I don't know if you're up for this, but you get basically a stopover here in Zurich. Now, I liked Zurich. It is a little bit pricey, but you could do a lot in a day in Zurich. So this actually adds a little bit more value if you were looking to stop there for 77,500 miles. The other options here, I mean, you could see it's a one stop, but you're going to fly Thai Airlines up to, was it Beijing? And then you're flying Beijing to Newark in coach. Nobody wants that crap. Now, to get home, saver availability. And again, the Swiss option isn't even listed for you. So you're going to be, if you're looking to use your United miles, Chad, you're flying business coach. And even though it's a small spot, it's just not something I think you're looking to do. The other option for you is ANA. I'm going to stop sharing my screen real fast. The other option for you is ANA. Now, when I looked, ANA was all waitlisted at this time, but they had mixed availability just for coach on the longest segment. So what you really want to do if you're looking to fly either Cathay Pacific or ANA or Singapore Airlines, if that's what you're really wanting to do, you're really going to have to wait to see if something opens up. And in playing that waiting game, these other options for you may not be there. Swiss Airlines, like I said, is a very good airline. I don't think you'd be disappointed flying them. And for a total of 155,000 membership reward points and $80, that's actually a pretty good value for your points. Now, I do know you'd be short about 5,000 points. So a couple of your options would be is either to spend on your membership reward points card, or you could transfer 15,000 Marriott points basically to fill up your Aeroplan account. And that'll give you enough points to book this completely in business class. I didn't see anything for first. Like I said, I think there was one option on Air China, which has mixed to slightly more negative reviews. And I'm not sure if that's something you want to do. But if you did, there is an option out there for that for 140,000 United miles to do that. So that's how I would definitely look to book that if that were me. Let's take a look. All right. Let's see. We have quite a few questions. Let's see. Are AA miles any good? Lewis asks. They are good. And what they're good for right now is partners, alliance partners, such as Cathay Pacific, Etihad. You can use them on, I think, Emirates as well, or even Japan Airlines. So there are a lot of good options for them on partners. For using them on their own metal, they're kind of hit or miss, Louise. So I would definitely take a look at those options for you, but they're definitely valuable, especially with the Citi American Airlines credit card and the Barclay card. You can rack up a ton of American airline miles to fly some pretty nice premium cabins. Looking to book of Thailand. I think I answered that for you there. Let's see. Are more routes or seats available to book for a United cardholder versus non-cardholder? So Brady, what the United credit card gives you is extra award space. So that does give you extra award space as a cardholder. What we want to see happen, though, or what we're not sure what's going to happen, is once they go dynamic on their metal, how does that work for you? How does that work for a cardholder? Because if you're a cardholder and everything's dynamic, you no longer have extra award space. I think one thing we could see them do, and we've seen them do this a couple months ago when they were doing award flights out to Tahiti, they gave their card holders a better discount on those flights. So if you weren't a card holder, you maybe received a 10% discount. If you had the United Mileage Plus Explorer credit card, it was a 10% discount. And if you hold their top end card, it was like a 20% discount. So I would definitely say, let's wait and see on that, because once they go complete dynamic, it's either you don't have extra award availability or it's blackout dates and it's not completely dynamic. So we'll have to definitely wait to see what's going on there. All right, share screen. Awesome. It's okay. Hey, Chris, how you doing today, man? Which is better, business or first class? I mean, if you have the miles, Icarus, or the points or the cash to do it, you're going to probably get a better experience in first class. Although business class is very suitable as well. I think on certain airlines, you get those big like throne chairs, as opposed to some like like American Airlines, you might not necessarily be as treated as well. So I would definitely say there is a difference in there, but for most people, I think business would suit most people just fine. If I had to choose between getting United or IHG during historic high offer, which would I pick and why? So Roth, I think that really comes down to what the long-term goal for you is here. If you want that free night certificate at the IHG property, I would definitely look for those 120,000 points because of the long-term benefit you're going to receive from that card. The United card is great in the sense that you get the free check bag if you pay for it with that credit card. And currently you get the extra award space. If you don't fly United too often, I would probably look for more IHG. I think you can get a lot of value out of the IHG card, even if that free night certificate is at a mid-level property. I think as we see United go dynamic, I wonder if the card is going to be worth holding on to and what benefits they're going to be giving it. So right now, between the two, I would lean towards IHG personally. Let's see, Chad, your best choice is to go out of JFK. Lionel, I don't disagree, but I did check out of JFK. Even on some of those there options, there was mixed availability, coach in the long segments as well. But I do agree, JFK is a great option. Anyone who lives in New York has, I think, some of the best options out there, and I'm very envious of you for that. Let's see, any suggestions from, let's see. Wilson, I'll have to have you leave a comment for me for that. Ecuador, I think American Airlines flies out that way. You have a couple of, One World flies out that way, and you could even have, I think, Star Alliance out there too. So I don't know off the top of my head which is going to be best for you at that time in January. Leave a comment afterwards, and I'll definitely take a look at it. I'm also going to be prepping a question for May's award booking demonstrations since I'm so late to April. Will ANA go dynamic? Zach, that's actually a pretty interesting question because there was some information out the other day that ANA has switched award platforms that's known to go dynamic. So will they? We don't know yet, but could they be? Absolutely. I think we're seeing a trend of these airlines going dynamic based on award or based on the ticket price or some sort of sliding scale to really appease the masses of people, because award bookings are difficult. It takes to learn ins and outs or even just the basics of some of these programs take a lot of time. And to learn, use this program over that program and then use a non-alliance program, it just takes a lot. So if you're trying to really get into most people like that Southwest style or the JetBlue style where, hey, it's going to be, 30,000 miles to get me there. And I don't have to worry about a blackout date. I can just book it and go. Will you get oversized value anymore? No. But I think that's what they're looking for. So long-winded answer, could they? I wouldn't be shocked if they did in the future, but there's no imminent plans for my understanding for that to actually happen. JFK has multiple Cathay Pacific per day. Could fly. Oh, I agree, Lionel. Those are definitely options. I did look through those. I didn't see anything when I looked yesterday for those or the other day as well. But those are options. Cathay Pacific could be doing it. I'd be thinking they would probably open up sooner or closer to the date as opposed to now because they're probably looking to sell those tickets for cash first. EVA would be another good one as well. What about MCO to Cabo using Kenneth? Like I said, I'm going to open up the questions for the award booking demonstrations in May here in a couple days. Using AA or Chase, I would probably take a look at, just off the top of my head, I would check AA as far as availability. If not, there's going to be other options for you as well. But I would look to burn probably American airline miles first, everything being equal. Looking to book a flight to Japan from JFK, use MR points. What's the best carrier? So, Zach, if you had options for JFK to Japan, I would probably look to use probably Asia Miles to try to fly Japan Airline, or if you're looking for that experience, or what I would probably do is look, if you're looking to fly first class and if there's availability, you can use 120,000 Virgin Atlantic miles to fly first class on ANA, which is going to be in a fantastic product. Or from the East Coast, it's 95,000 miles in business class, which is a great value for your points as well as a great airline as well. So if you're looking to fly Japan Airlines, which is great, you could look to do that with Asia Miles. But my first option would probably end up being Virgin Atlantic using ANA to save yourself a lot of miles and get a really good value for your points. Let's see. I have a mix of UR, MR, and working on gaining thank you points with the Prestige. Wilson, I think that's good to diversify your points to different programs. They each offer their own benefit to you. Thank you points. I like thank you points in the sense that they do have some value, but they're not as valuable. They don't have as many options. I don't say they're not as valuable. They don't have as many options as Chase or membership rewards, but they are pretty fantastic in general to really earn as well, because you'll find value for those. I'm a big fan of the Etihad miles, which you can really earn a lot of between membership rewards and enrolls. Thank you points to book on AA or AA, and there was even Royal Air Morocco as well if you're looking to go to Africa or the Middle East. Let's see. Icarus says, so you're a pharmacist, quote unquote pharmacist. I know a few in the back alley pharmacists. Yeah, I am a pharmacist. I practice every now and then, but I'm an actual pharmacist. I don't do the back alley stuff. They don't pay taxes on it, which is good for them. Taxes are quite high every now and then. Let's see, awesome content on the channel. Thanks, Wilson. I do appreciate it. I try to give you guys content that's beneficial for you. So let's see. He's chill. I've made it in life. Icarus thinks I'm pretty chill. All right. If there's any other questions for you or any questions for me or in general, like I said, I will be opening up the May's version of award booking demonstrations, and I'll try to get out sooner in May. Also, a couple things, I guess, as far as award for point transfers. The membership reward transfer to Flying Blue is over in a couple days. That's a 25% bonus. And then for the first time ever, we do have Chase Ultimate Rewards having a 30% transfer to British Airways. Now, I'm interested personally to see if this is a growing trend for Chase. I feel like they need to do something because they keep getting hit after hit. in which partners this happens to, because if it just happens to the same partners we see membership rewards and city thank you points, it's not going to be as beneficial. We need to see Hyatt. We need to see Southwest as well. Even in United right now, I think we need to see those. Let's see. How's my ink, my tattoo? It's fine. It's actually completely healed. I mean, I'll show it to you. It's completely healed. No, it's not itchy at all. I'm a big fan of it. So, thank you very much. No, but it was good. It didn't take too long. It took a couple hours. I'm pretty happy to have it all healed and whatnot. Now I can wear long sleeve shirts again because it's still pretty cold here in Bangor. And I don't want to get crap all over it because I had to cover an ointment for 2 weeks. So, all right. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in this YouTube live. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. Or if you know somebody might benefit from this video, feel free to share it with them. If you want to help support the channel, a simple way is to use the links on the website or in the descriptions below. And if you like learning about credit cards, points, miles, cashback, so just flat out traveling for less, hit the subscribe button down below. And if you didn't catch the video the other day, I'm going to now 2 videos a week, Tuesday and Friday schedule, still at 9 a.m. They'll be going live. Let's see, difficulty using my Washington says I've had having difficulty using my British Airways Avios. If you're using it for short hauls, they're really good. But if you're trying to use them for long hauls, Washington, they can be quite difficult because of the cost associated with those. But I definitely would say keep looking. If there's a glitch on the British Airways site, but it shows saver availability on AA, you can call British Airways and they can book it for you. There is that glitch with that system in general. Now in Los Angeles, you better believe it. I can just feel like I'm right here now. You know what? Like I said, thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. So until next time, safe travels. Take care, everyone. Washington, leave a comment after the video, and I can take a look at it for you to see. It just might not be any availability whatsoever, and that might be the problem as well. It has to be saver space on the airlines for that to happen. If there's no saver space, you're not going to be able to use British Airways Avios for American airline flights or other partners. Okay? Safe travels. Take care, man.